there some broken men? Absolutely. Do we need to stop shaming everybody for needing some mental health days? Absolutely. Do some men need to go talk to somebody? Absolutely. Is it the whole Ray Steve Harvey? No, it's not. So my thing is you putting yourself on this pet, like you're trying to attract something, but in the same way, the way you're addressing it, the way you're presenting it is repelling.
Interesting.
Yes, you should feel great about yourself. Yes, you should have affirmations and mantras. Yes, you should think you're the baddest thing walking. But to equate a man to your corns, ma'am, no thank you. Like, no man wants to be, yes, and I do feel like men have an issue with strong women because that typically is not your man. If a man that is not yours got an issue with your strength, your status, your accomplishments, that's not your man, boo. The man that is for you ain't gonna have no problem. He'd be like, yep, that's my wife. I might make $50,000 less than her. I might make a whole lot less money than her, but I got my own shit together. I got my own house. I got my own car. I got my own shit. I got my own money. She ain't got to pay for my lifestyle.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the lovable a-hole, that's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole, DK Walker. DK.
Yes.
You still doing that? I thought we were moving on from that.
No, you can never move on from doggone Morris Day. Like, Morris Day was cool before cool was cool, right? So Prince was eccentrically cool. Morris Day was just, yes. Like, Morris was a cool cat. So, shout out to Morris Day. Shout out to my man Jerome. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say, Jerome really was the coolest.
Right. Shout out to, them my dudes there, man. Like, I grew up, I was crazy. Like, yesterday I was sitting at the table with Mama and we was talking about, like, fashion. Like, and I started, naming things and, what I used to rock. And I didn't dress like a typical DC dude, right? I used to, especially around the wintertime, I used to love to dress in the wintertime, right? So DC dude is always going to rock something black, jeans and, Tim's, something black, right? Not a problem. Now, me, because I was such a Prince fan, but I couldn't go so far. Prince. I couldn't, do the high heels. I couldn't do the ass out joints, right? Because I'm still in Southeast DC. So when you walk around with my ass out, staying in the hood, that's mixed signals. I'm not trying to do that, right? But I could rock the paisley sweater, right? I could rock the paisley, things of that nature. I could rock the peacoat, right? I could rock the houndstooth sweater, right? So many things you could do, like, so that's what I did. So no, I'm always going to be, Morris Day, Jerome, and the late great Prince. I'm always going, some way, somehow I'm going to find a way to pay them folks homage because they definitely shaped, my childhood growing up. I seen like fucking Purple Rain. I know you didn't ask, I'll offer and give this anyway. I seen Purple Rain well over 75 times. Easy. Like, I promise you. Like, just
listen. Anybody with cable who got BET done seen it 102 times at least in a year.
No, that means true. That means it came on. But did they sit and watch it from beginning to end? I can put my hand up and say that I have. I seen the doggone thing at least 20 times in the movie theater.
No, Lord,
Facts.
no.
Yeah,
no, I've
way back in the day. Yeah, but you watch it because it was free and convenient. No. I would get off work and I promise you, I OD'd on the whole joint. Like, that was just to see my man finally make it on the big screen. I'm like, that's a good look. And then he was coming up and then he got he got Nova hot, right? Cause and then of course you had Michael. And then when Prince really came through with Purple Rain, the movie, and then the actual album, and then I never forget, I want to say it was 1984 American Music Awards. Yeah. And then he got on stage and something was wrong with his voice. It started to crack. He sounded pitchy.
Dimitri gonna get you.
Remind me to go ahead and choke her doggone, light skin ass.
Okay, but you do realize in 1984 I was a year old, if that.
Right, so you should be quiet. Let me finish the story. So he couldn't sing like he wanted to sing, right? So he kicked the microphone over. He gave the doggone band one of his doggone signals, and they went quiet. And so he just played the whole song on guitar and got a standing ovation. Like, so I don't get the whole Prince Michael Jackson debate. Like, Mike is the greatest entertainer of all time. But Prince, he's a musical god. Like, there's a difference. Mike just entertained you. Prince was just like, don't even worry about it. Like, I got you. I can't sing. I'm going to tell my band to be quiet. Live TV right here, American Music Awards. And I'm just going to guitar solo and I'm going to get a standing ovation.
Of course, it's Prince.
And he
plays
stage.
20. Listen, and 20. I think he could play like 27 instruments by the time he died.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, to say the least.
And most of them, I think, were self-taught too.
Yeah. Once again, like the man was like a real life genius. Like his influence. Like if you listen to D'Angelo, that how does it feel? What like that's all Prince. Like you hear that, like what?
Oh, I know what D'Angelo did, and I know what Prince did, but I don't know what.
Okay, so I don't got D'Angelo's body. Okay, so right now D'Angelo got my body now.
That's facts. He got dad bod. He definitely got dad bod. He ain't got the Untitled "How Does It Feel" video.
Right. But I'm like,
he ain't got that. Babe, it's only you.
Okay, no, so that slice of devil's pie, like so. Anytime you hear, right. So you get
he more cruising. Listen, he more cruising.
leave my man alone. He's
more cruising these days than he is Untitled.
Facts. But anytime you heard him back in the day, I thought he was the next one because he wrote, played, composed, and produced his album. I'm like, oh, he's the next one up the bat. And then his career went left for whatever reason. He finally got it back on track. But Prince doggone, his influence still like reaches through all genres of music. Like you got to be living on a rock if you wasn't, influenced. So, anytime you get and ask me and I get on the mic and I hit you with my usual line, I gotta pay homage, man. Got to. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't. So
right. Purple Rain's my mom's favorite song by Prince. It's actually her ringtone on my phone. And I mean, I don't care where she is. She could be anywhere. If that comes on, she literally like loses it. Like that becomes her "That's my song" face. I don't care if they play it at a festival. I don't care if we're in the store, where the Kroger. Listen, she hear her song. Listen, she gonna stay like she instantaneously like becomes like still. And then she starts singing it like, she's never, and she's like you. It's like she's never heard it a day in her life. Now, I did not have the luxury of watching Purple Rain in the theater. I have seen it on TV. Thank God for Hulu, Netflix, and all that. Because, again, when Prince came out, I was...
To get purified in Lake Minnetonka. You don't know what you didn't miss.
I do. Well, listen, I know all about Apollonia, Vanity 6.
And what even about them? It's the way my man said, the way he played her. Like, he was a pint-sized pimp. That's, my man. He's a pint-sized pimp.
I can't.
That's my dude. So, quickly, what's going on with you and yours?
Oh, let's see what is going on at the KK household. The kids are getting ready to go back to school. They haven't gone as yet. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. I'm trying not to be. You know what? I will say this. I was off the other day, and I kind of gave myself because I'd worked, until early in the morning, and so of course, the next day I can't got to recover. And so the next day I was just kind of spending some time doing some self reflection and doing some healing for myself. And I was just like, God, it's almost been a year since COVID. We went on shutdown, and because I was going through my memories today. Ooh, excuse me, I sound like DK with the fizzy water. And I was going through my memories, and I remember when I first bought, I like shared some stuff, and it was like one was a Medea say Corona one more time, and I had actually bought the case of Corona. And when we all thought it was just a government hoax, and then it metamorphosed into something else.
We still do. I'm sorry, that's it out loud.
That's true. That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's true. But I was just like, we, for myself, my family, my household, we had lost some family members. And then, being an essential worker, I didn't really get much time off to really deal with the grief and things like that. Of course, there was a certain amount of fear that came with that. At one point, my guy A had gotten sick and, his fever was 100 and something. And I remember literally bawling my eyes out from work until I got home. And that's a 20-minute drive. And I cried the whole way home because I was just like, what if he has it? All the what ifs play in your head. And then come to find out it was an ear infection. By the grace of God, he was fine. My best friend had it and, had to be hospitalized. We had a family friend. So we had a lot of, close brushes. God was very faithful to my family and my household. And it didn't stop by here. My mother is immune suppressant. She's got immune issues. So if she would have gotten it, it really, really, really would have been bad for us. My dad travels a lot and things like that. So, by the grace of God, my kids were fine. I was fine. My parents were fine. Majority of people connected to me, it really passed over. They didn't, have any issues. And so, but it was just at the fact that I was like, God, I got to release like this COVID fear. Like I can't live in fear every day. I can't say that I trust you. I can't say that I believe in you. And there's this thing on the inside that, just won't, release it. So I said, it's been a year now. And I'm like, whatever, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And whatever comes and goes, is really your will. So I'm trying to be a little more optimistic, of course, cover them and, keep them in as best of health as we can and, be mindful of the things that are going on with them. But other than that, Guy A is marching towards his birthday. He will be 3 in April. His little personality is very funny. He watches the same 10 movies in replay to the point now that I know all the soundtracks by heart. I picked him up from daycare the other day and I was in the car listening to him and we're at the stoplight and I'm just jamming out with him and I turn my head and I see somebody I know and they were like enjoying the song. I said, I guess. I'm like, it's just the nature, of your life is, when you have kids, you just learn all the songs that they know. So other than that, everybody is great. Work is still, the ER is marching full speed ahead and doing what they do. So it's all good. It's all good. No complaints. And that's a good thing.
Okay. I asked her, briefly how things was going.
Oh, right. Because you going down 1984 to Purple Rain was brief.
I'm just, I just didn't want to jump into the podcast.
Don't yuck my yum. Don't do that.
That wasn't. You'd be all right. Just, word briefly gets lost.
Hush your pitch.
Gets lost in translation. I'm just, just some words, just, people understand them differently. It's cool. Some people just understand certain words differently. But I'm glad that, you were able to overcome that fear. If nothing else, that's what I took from the story. Yeah, and I already know that, your family as well, but I didn't know that, you was dealing with that fear. So I am glad that you were able to overcome that. I won't yuck that part of your yum. So, but it's kind of crazy. Long-winded people usually complain about everybody else being long-winded. You haven't figured it out yet?
Just you.
What that? You'll be fine. You will be fine. Yeah, my side of the town, we good. Bottom line, flat out, everything. God loves us. Even my sinning ass.
MJ to get a Cash App so I can mail her some treats. I've purposely not even gotten Girl Scout cookies because I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna spend the money on Girl Scout cookies. I'm gonna send the money to MJ. She about to lose out because let me tell you what, if I'm out and about today and I see a Girl Scout, listen, I don't give 2 damns about how many days I'm in the gym. I'm buying a box of Thin Mints and I probably will fuck them up in the car after I buy them. I have no regard. I'm telling you.
Smoking like a true Girl Scout cookie. It's all right. Them do-si-dos, I can feel a sugar high. Like, the insulin is spiking. I'm going to die. 5, 4, 3, 2. I lived again.
Let me tell you,
4 boxes later. 4 boxes later.
Okay. This is the time of year where the little sugar feed in me like comes out. I'm like, Lord, I said this at work. I was like, we didn't have no Girl Scouts come by the job. There were none like came by our house. And the thing, which is really funny, is that I used to be a Girl Scout as a child all the way till I was till I graduated. No. Shut up, DK. Shut up. No, I went until I was a freshman in high school. By that time, I gave up on it. But my niece did for a hot second. I'm like, dang, you ain't got no friends and still Girl Scouts. I was like, this is a travesty. A girl just wants, like 4 boxes of Thin Mints. I'm not asking for a whole lot. I'm really not. I'm not. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna be on the search today of hair color and Girl Scout cookies. But
hair color and Girl Scout that's a right, a kinky combination. I don't know what you're into.
I gotta cover my grays, and then I'll eat a box of cookies while I'm waiting for that hour to go by. Watch. Oh. And then tomorrow I'll go back to the gym.
How's Annette doing, by the way?
Annette is doing great. Annette is in a good phase of life. We're all kind of, how you kind of have to like sit down and evaluate, not only yourself, but the people around you. When I say I really am trying to do a lot of inner healing, I really, really am. I've been having some great conversations, not only with myself, not in the sense of talking to myself like a crazy person, like the person on the other side of the mic. There we go.
Right. There's nothing wrong with talking to you. Like I don't understand how people do that, right? Like, think about it, right? Jay-Z mumbles to himself. Well, of course he's actually rhyming and he just does it out loud. I'm not comparing myself to Sean Carter, but as a kid, I would find myself thinking out loud and I would be mouthing the words. I think I'm, incredibly intelligent. I think I'm highly creative. So don't bash us for the way that we process information. Thank you very much.
Right, crazy person. Anyway, dealing with, just, I think we all have parts of us that have trauma that we don't address, and we're either don't want to do it because it would lead us to have hard conversations with our parents, hard conversations with ourselves. I've said this on a podcast before, like there was a point where I had to go back and apologize to my daughter. My daughter's grown. But I had to understand, like, in my evolving and what was going on with me and her dad, like, there was some trauma that I gave to her that, just wasn't necessary. So I had to go back and be like, listen, I didn't have all the answers back then. I didn't understand what I understand now. So for, any of the pain and suffering that, some of the things that have gone into her life that I caused, I had to apologize for. So, I feel like when you start healing, you'll notice that everybody else around you starts to participate. The universe really starts to lend a hand in helping those connected to you. So she's in a good space. She's doing some evolving. She's doing some healing. She's she's doing this program through Habitat of Humanity to get a house. And so she's almost at the end now. So she'll be moving here by the summer, and the twins' birthday is coming up and she's getting ready to do some travel. So she's in a good space. She's in a really, really good space. And obviously, us working out 4 days a week, helps not only her mental health, but her physical health. So she's really, getting her summer, what do we say? We're getting summer fine ready.
Okay. All right. That's a good look.
She still listens to the podcast too, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Right. I like, she's been like around, I won't say day one, but she's been around for a very long time. So it's only right that we take the time out to acknowledge her and our ever growing fan base. Thank you so much for taking the time out. We're conquering countries. Seems like every
shout out to India. They are like number 2 on the list. Like, where I would give them maybe a month and a half ago. I'll even go as far as like the beginning of the year in January. They were just, maybe 5 downloads into the year. And we were checking the numbers the other day and they're now number 2. Great Britain and Ireland. Y'all got some competition because it used to be the United States and then Great Britain was right and Ireland were next to them. And then Ireland by itself was with them. And then India was kind of on the bottom of the list. And now they number 2. They are faithfully coming through.
India, like as soon as this COVID is lifted, do not be surprised if your favorite podcaster does not come your way. Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
It would be a good trip for me. It definitely would be a good trip for me just because of my, our heritage, my mom's heritage rather. So it'd be great to go.
Right. That's a win-win situation for all parties involved. So once again, listeners, thank you. All jokes aside, thank you. It means a lot that you do take the time out to listen to, our back and forth antics and, it's a good look. Thank you.
Thank you. So we are going to, we're going to skip what the fuck news and the Bald Headed Hoe Shit Award. Be not dismayed. I am coming back with stories and I have Bald Headed Hoe Shit Awards for days. I have a lot of people that that I want to acknowledge this year. And so a lot of people are going to get their roses before this year is out. So need not worry. We will be bringing it back soon. But today, let me get the glasses water, DK. Hold on. Please hold. DK, can I borrow your hat or you going to be selfish today?
Nah, you need to get your own thing, man. It's tough enough being me.
I'm gonna get me a Love Is podcast fitted. Don't you worry.
You should.
Go to Liz and get one.
All right.
So today, like I said, we're gonna skip our part. So if you have not heard this story, don't feel bad. It's not that it doesn't move the needle, but for some of us, this person does not. I'm not taking shots. I'm just saying, because we were discussing this.
Shots fired.
Listen, I got an AK. We'll be up right. Extended clip. because we had mentioned the story to somebody else and they were like, who is that? And I'm like, right. Don't worry about it. Stay down.
Nah,
In the words of DK.
Nah, I can't let you do that to my girl. I like her. Like, I think I do. I think she's talented. I think she's talented. I think she's like uber confident, right? You know, but go get with the story, then people know exactly who I'm referring to. Please, by all means.
So this is the story that I'm going to read is about Leslie Jones. So Leslie Jones, the article starts and says, Leslie Jones states men are broken in response to question about her dating life. Y'all need to go talk to somebody too. So, Leslie Jones recently made an appearance on the Wendy Williams show while she was promoting Coming to America 2. And she managed to slip in some details about her dating life. Williams broached the question of whether Jones had an active dating life, to which the frank comedian was dismissive of her experiences using the dating app Hinge, whose slogan is that an app designed to be erased due to remarkable accuracy of matching up users. So basically, you know, they have a high matching rate. She said, you might as well be asking me about my corns, Jones remarked. My corns are doing better than the men in my life. You know, I got that on Hinge. I got that Hinge thing. It's the new app that says you got to erase us. However, she indicated against its effectiveness, saying, I think I have to erase Hinge for a whole different reason. The men are broken. Calling out the men in the audience. You know, y'all always talk about how women are crazy. Y'all need to go talk to somebody too. Okay. We're not all crazy. Y'all just broken. Jones also revealed that she had an additional issue with Hinge. Her celebrity status almost got her account shut down by mistake. She goes on to discuss what that issue was, but she's just, you know, she's unhappy about the dating situation. She goes on to say, should I have a man? I should have a man, huh? It's like the more successful I get, the more single I am. Men try to act like they like women like me, but they don't. They don't like strong women. It's a secret, so I don't want anybody bothering him. You know what I'm saying? She asked Conan O'Brien, I don't want to, referring to her appearance on Conan, I don't want to sit on television and be like, oh, the type of man I'm looking for. And then I'll talk to him and he'll be like, yeah, I heard you were looking for this type of dude, so don't get me in trouble. So, I mean, she's really just going on and on. I mean, she's using all of her platforms to, you know, address her dating life situation. And, you know, obviously it's great when you're cross promoting, you know, the movie Coming to America, which I haven't seen yet. Have you seen it?
I've seen a part of it. I'll probably finish watching it as I eat me a bowl of cereal after this podcast. As a matter of fact, it's on my agenda.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it this weekend. So here we go. One, you can't blame an app for the lack.
Stop.
Okay, Sesame Street. What?
So first of all, you're not gonna jump into your 2 cents, no matter how much you shine up your pennies, because before reading the article referencing, you know what I mean, Leslie, right? Mm-hmm. You know, she's of SNL fame, right? She's of stand-up comedic fame, right? It ain't like she ain't a nobody, right? So we need to put some respect on her name. That's the first thing we gonna do, right? The other thing is, it sounds to me, and then correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me like you have a problem, like because you said that she doesn't necessarily move the needle since a person to know exactly who she was. So it sounds to me like, you know, you don't either like her style and brand of comedy, or you just don't like her, period. Which one is it?
I don't like how she brands herself. Do I think she's super talented? Absolutely. But I feel like she is having a Monique moment. When Monique didn't get what she wanted, then it became blame everybody else, you know, talk trash about everybody else, tarnish everybody else because I'm not validated in me. I'm not validated by the platform that I'm on. It happens, boo.
Right. Stop. Let's peel this onion back real slow, because somebody's going to cry before I'm done. I don't know who's going to be, right? So you're saying that, and I don't think so. I think you're doing her a great service because she's not. Okay. So Monique went hard at the industry. Leslie Jones went hard at men. And just because she's a star doesn't lessen her rights. I still feel a certain way towards the lack of applicable men in the dating scene. Right?
It's bullshit.
How's that bullshit?
We're going to get there. Go ahead. Keep feeling.
I'm just like, so before we put all these things on, I need you to, I'm bringing them up and then I'm gonna let you go and then we'll go ahead and flesh them out. So I don't understand how you're holding her star power. Like, I would think it's harder to date being a star. I do, right? I honestly believe it's harder because the first thing first, you don't know whether a person is liking you or liking
Or
you
the
for
fame, right?
for the fame. That's the first thing. So she's going, and then on top of that, like, I'm a man, and I've been married, 13 years. This year be 13 years, and I've been, with Nikki 14, right? So I'm 14 years removed off the scene, but I do have single friends. I do read the blogs. I do have, guests on the podcast talking to me about, what they're doing in as far as dating and how hard it can be, right? We do read articles. We do actually do whole podcasts, referencing how tough it is and how men are coming up short. And my co-hosts have agreed that, that the dating pool ain't what it was because she
ain't shit.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You have
I still
admitted.
stand by that.
Right. You have admitted to dating a few weirdos in your own time. So
Right.
with that being said, how is it when Leslie Jones is pretty much agreeing with what you have said in the past? Now you got an issue with it. I'm kind of confused when y'all was in the same boat. Y'all was two peas in a pod. But now she said it. Now there's a problem. So help me understand that, please.
There's a way you address the situation. So first off, yes, she does have star power, but here's the thing. J-Lo got an issue keeping a man. Halle Berry got an issue keeping a man. Jennifer Gardner got an issue keeping a man. There's plenty of stars who have issues, keeping a man or being in dating. Yes, dating pool sucks. So there's no, badge of honor or courage because you talk about the dating pool sucks. No shit, Sherlock. All of us who are single, we know this already. My thing is this. I don't put a star's fame or quote unquote celebrity any different than anybody else. Like, we all in the same pool together. I'm 37 years old, got good credit, a house, a couple of businesses, gorgeous girl, smart, and I still got an issue. She's got way more money than I have. She got one. It's the same fucking issue. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the way you got to be very mindful about how you address men, first and foremost. Second of all, you got to be very mindful about who you blame for your inadequacies. Here's the thing. You want something, you have to manifest that. You want a man of a certain stature, you might need to start talking to God. You might need to do some healing. You might need to do some work. You might need to start manifesting like, God, as I work on me, then I start to mirror the person that God has for me. So Hinge or Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Match.com, eHarmony, Facebook dating, whomever avenue you use, I can't blame them.
Pornhub. I'm sorry. It's not.
Listen, buffering City, USA. But I can't blame the app for giving me because the thing is this, I feel like she's using the app to say, you brought me this like low level crop of men for my celebrity. No. What you attract is what you got. Are there some broken men? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do we need to stop shaming everybody for needing some mental health days? Absolutely. Do some men need to go talk to somebody? Absolutely. Is it the whole Ray Steve Harvey? No, it's not. So my thing is you putting yourself on this pet, like you're trying to attract something, but in the same way, the way you're addressing it, the way you're presenting it is repelling.
Interesting.
Yes, you should feel great about yourself. Yes, you should have affirmations and mantras. Yes, you should think you're the baddest thing walking. But to equate a man to your corns, ma'am, no thank you. Like, no man wants to be, yes, and I do feel like men have an issue with strong women because that typically is not your man. If a man that is not yours got an issue with your strength, your status, your accomplishments, that's not your man, boo. The man that is for you ain't gonna have no problem. He'd be like, yep, that's my wife. I might make $50,000 less than her. I might make a whole lot less money than her, but I got my own shit together. I got my own house. I got my own car. I got my own shit. I got my own money. She ain't got to pay for my lifestyle. So when the right one comes, he ain't gonna be bothered. He'd be like, yep, that's my wife. That's what she do. Okay. Flat out.
Right. Interesting take on it. I don't necessarily think that she was killing the Hinge. I just think that's what she was using. And it would make sense that her celebrity status might have gotten her banned because you would think, and that's what happens, right? You'd be thinking, what in the world is Leslie Jones doing on Hinge? That don't even make sense, right? And so it's not so much a blame or shot at her. It's more so a blame or shot at Hinge, not understanding that, stars are people too. Stars do use dating apps as well. Now she's just a little free. Let me be nice. She's a little free to use her actual profile, right? And you would think like, but you're a star. But people, you're feeling real like, okay, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm not attracted to the people that's in my work circle. I'm not attracted to fans. So I'm going to put this out there and see what comes of it, right? I don't think that, she's saying anything that's going to be, that hasn't been said already. And I think what is happening, and I could be wrong, I need you to correct me if I am. I think you're holding her at a higher regard because she's a star and she's saying it, right? And then you're telling her to manifest and attract. Like, some people don't rock out like that. They don't understand that concept, right? They don't. They absolutely positively don't. I don't think we should need to put her up on a pedestal and hold her at a higher standard about the way that
that's how she presented it. Because I'm a celebrity, my Hinge account, I have issues with Hinge because due to me being a celebrity, there's an issue with my account. Okay, I'm sorry, Hinge won't give you the blue check mark like Instagram. I'm sorry. That doesn't put you at a higher level.
That's not.
She did. She said she had issues with the app because of her celebrity. So this is, woe is me because I'm strong. That it was,
right. Because they couldn't believe it was actually Leslie Jones that was on the app. That was they couldn't believe. So and then she had to reassure them like Hinge is really me. So that's the problem they had, right? Like, they couldn't believe, like, that's what I was saying. They couldn't believe, like, what is she doing? And what I'm telling you and whomever else is listening, like, she want to date like anybody else. Now, she's one of the few female stars that will actually openly admit to using a dating app, right? You don't have, I promise you don't. Now, you probably got a couple of, C-level rappers, a couple of D-level actors and actresses that might get down like that. But for anybody, for her notoriety and status, they're going to be like, nah, they're going to keep that in the cut, or they're going to get set up by, a friend or something to that effect, right? But it wasn't so much.
Before there were apps, there was Matchmaker. There was a whole show, a whole phenom on Bravo called $1 Million Matchmaker. So before we had apps, we would pay people to do it. It's no different than your friends hooking you up. It's no different than going to a matchmaker.
Not a problem. So is your problem with her the supposed way that she went about saying that she has a problem with this dating app, or is it just her? Or that, like, I'm not getting the conflict, because everything that she said about men needing,
it's the way she addressed it. My thing is, you having an issue finding a date is one thing. Men needing mental health and doing some work is another thing. You needing to manifest the love that you want, that you put out that you want, are three separate issues. I just felt like it was degrading to men to be like, my corns are doing better than the men out here. And then to address like the whole
she said
nation.
Her corns are doing better than her dating life. She said not better than the men. Like, yeah, I'm not really a real live Leslie Jones. I love her stand-up though. Her stand-up was effing hilarious, right? And I think she got off on a couple of spots, and I've yet to reach. So she's okay in my books, but I just want to be factual, and I just want to show the people that she's just going through typical girl shit, right? I'm not sure
she's not handling rejection well.
It's not necessarily okay. If that's the case, then Karen, then you did at one point in time wasn't handling rejection well, right? When you went on your weirdo spree, right? Because she's saying the same things that you were saying. But
I didn't call all men broken. I didn't address the population and say, y'all are broken, y'all are this, y'all are that. What I said was that if you want to date, you have to have your shit together. That's true.
Okay, and that's the thing. So if they don't have their shit together, that's just, and if she's saying broken, right? It's just a play on words. It's just to your level. No. How do you figure?
To call somebody broken, that means that they have some emotional trauma that they're not dealing with. Like she didn't say men are broke. She didn't say she said men are broken. That's putting a lot out on.
Why can't that be true? So, okay, let me help you all right. My bad for cutting you off.
To be.
But once again, why does it not have to be true? Pardon me. And let me help you out, because you're like, let me help you, right? Although we joke that you stand to pee, we know that's a joke. We know that you 100% female, right? No matter how mannish that, we still know that you are a female. But right now, you've taken the mantle, and now you're speaking for men. And as a man, with a pitchy voice, hey, Demetria, it's safe to say that, yeah, men are broken. And here's the reason why men are broken, right? If you're training up a child, no. Because once again, you're right. Once a blue moon you have, because who you are, you get to speak, and the interactions, the way that men get down, right? And let me help you out. Men can be broken due to the fact that nobody taught them, that next level, right? So it's a lot of black men, right, was raised by black women, did a phenomenal job. And I'm saying that she reared her son to be a phenomenal person, but not being sexist. Although what I'm about to say, somebody's going to take this and, oh, he's sexist. It's cool. I'm not going to lose no sleep. I promise you I'm not. A woman can't teach a man certain things. It's not possible, right? And so if she's referring to that, because we don't know unless we get on the podcast, right? Somebody listen, have Leslie Jones people call me and we'll make it happen, right? So being saying that, like, in that regard, men are broken, because what happens is there was nobody to teach them the nuances of being a man. Like, you kind of stuck, right? And we got finished talking about this on not our last tape, the tape before last, how men are just like, surface dwellers. They're not even deep with their shit. Is this a dick pic and a hello? And so she's referring to men in that regard, and she's 110% right. Men are broken. Like, they don't have no communication skills. Like I'm trying to find out what is the problem. She ain't say nothing wrong. And like I said in my other doggone podcast, it's up to the women collectively to actually take your power back and stop accepting low level BS so a man can get into your space. But the problem with women today, let me be uber sexist, right? Let me call a buck a buck. Let me help you out. The problem with women today, y'all so validated by likes. So you go the way with the eyelashes, you go out the way with the hair, you go out the way with killing TikTok, you go out the way with all this superficial bullshit. And so the man give you the superficial bullshit back, and then you want to get serious, and then you realize, like, okay, I met him in a superficial place. How can I expect him to be of substance? And I met him on a superficial level. That don't even make sense to me. So not only, let me help you out to help you out. Not only men are broken, women are broken too. We all are damaged. Because the way that women are trying to, well, if a man can do it, and I said this on a previous podcast, I'm gonna say it again, right? I'm gonna say it slow this time because I don't want this to go over anybody's head. If a man can do it, women think I can do it too. Boo boo. Why do you want to be less than? I'm gonna say it again because y'all want this equal shit, and that's the problem with women. Why I don't want to be equal to something that's less than me. So women, I don't know why y'all want to be equal to men in theory. Excuse me, I'm sorry. In fact, we're less than. We can give life, right? There's nothing more powerful. There's nothing more dominant. There's nothing more ferocious. There's nothing more loving, right, than a woman. When a woman has got her shit together, like, she is a force of nature. But being as though, you got, pardon my language, you got fuck boys doing fuck boy shit. Shout out to Katrina. You know what I mean? Now women think like, okay, I can do hot girl shit now because they doing, I can do it. Like, but why would you want to? But once you start to do that, now it's like, he know how to get in. His in now is not, hey, how you doing? His in now is like, let's go on a date. His in now is not, let's have meaningful conversation so I can actually get to know you, right? His in now is, something slick, a dick pic, let me cash, you got a OnlyFans page? Let me go ahead and see what's up with that, and let me go and cut a deal in the cut, right? That's his in. The bar is so low, it's pathetic, right? And not only the men are broken, but the women are broken too, because they want to participate in the brokenness. So, like, you can go ahead and be on your bald-headed whole shit against what she said. I'm going to be on my doggone bald-headed nigga shit and be with what she said. Yeah, as men, we messed up. And the reason that we messed up is because women, and y'all can say what you want to say. I promise I'm not losing no sleep. Like, comments be damned. Women have allowed the game to be so low that it's all over the place now. It's like, really? A double tap makes your life. They have done studies. They have done studies how women will do all these doggone things just to look a certain way. From the waist trainer, you know what I mean? With the weave, the fake baby hair. You got one silly ass rabbit use gorilla glue on that. Like, what? Really? You ain't gonna think it through, huh? You gonna gorilla glue that thing, huh? That's what you gonna do? That's what you're gonna do. Okay, cool, not a problem. And that just shows you to the overall brokenness of us. So for Leslie Jones not to, let's really give Leslie her flowers. That's what we need to be doing. And here's the reason why. She didn't go up there and play the part and act. She's an actress, but she refused to take the role. I would say that one more time. I ain't going I'm gonna pat my own self on the back for that one. She was an actress, and when that question was posed to her, she refused to take the role. She's like, "Nah, I'm good. You asking me, so I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is." And then some men and some women got offended because she told the truth, but they don't want to look and be like, "Wow, that don't make sense." Wow, they can't carry on a conversation. Like when's the last time you seen people actually talk and didn't have their phones in their hand? If that's not a sign of brokenness, I don't know what is.
Wouldn't call it brokenness.
Yeah, why not? The communication skills suck. How's that not broken? We go on a date and you spend more time with your face down on the phone and I'm on my phone too. How do I get to know you?
Because that wasn't the purpose. The purpose was the carrot. The carrot. She was the carrot. You wanted the carrot. You got the carrot. Listen, like that guy that's all over Instagram. What's his name? Kevin Samuels, who is dogging the hell out of women. He'd be like, listen, you average at best. You make this, you make that. The thing is, until we start really evaluating our values and what is valuable, we're going to keep doing this dumb shit. Yes, again, the dating pool stuff sucks. But at the same time, when I need better and I want better, I ain't got to settle for less.
I hear you talking, but you the same chick that was dating weirdos. You said you didn't have to settle for less.
We didn't know they were weirdos till after the fact. They weren't.
Okay. Yeah, speak for yourself. As a man, looking at you telling me about what they're doing, how they acting, and the way they moving, that shit looks shady at best. But you had to go figure that out on your own. You see the difference? Right. You had to go figure that out. I'm just asking you to afford Leslie some doggone so she can go figure it out. You got her, you holding her to a standard that you're not even holding yourself to the same standard. And that's the crazy part, which I'm definitely not understanding. She had the balls to call a spade a spade. And you would think as a man, I would come to, black men defense. Like, how dare she? No, she would I would be offended if she said something wrong. Cause I know when I was single, I too was into that shallow shit. I too in the DMs. I too was with all that nonsense. I too, because it was an easy entry level. But what happened is Nikki Force, that's not happening. So let me, my wife upstairs, and she probably can hear this. So if y'all hear a loud smack, I've got assaulted live on air, right? But I'm going to share y'all a story, right? True story. Let me help y'all out. So met Nikki, and I'm about to give y'all the whole spiel on how I met my wife. I met my wife on Black Planet. And people scratching their motherfucking head like, Black what?
What is that?
Right. They scratching that. That's how long ago that shit was, right? And so we talked on the phone, and then what happened, she dipped. She went down to Florida and she took our oldest child, and we wasn't together. So of course that's my stepchild, but she's still mine. Like my father said, take care of my loan to become yours, boy. So she took Tiana down to Florida for her birthday, right? And so I didn't hear from Nick for almost a month. So I thought she was in the wind. Cool, not a problem. And then when she got back, she was like, yeah, I told you, but it slipped my mind, right? And so we finally went on a date, right? And so she come over because I'm keeping a buck, right? I wasn't driving nothing at all. I was on the bus, right? So she come through to pick me up so we can go out to eat. So as I'm coming down the steps, she's standing at the bottom of the steps, and she got on these real logo short shorts. And my wife got the greatest effing legs ever. And I'm looking at all that chocolate. I'm like, man, I cannot wait to motherfucking blow her back out. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking, right? Because once again, I met her on social media. Once again, I met her, but I didn't send no dick pic to her, right? So, but once again, this is how we get down. So we go eat, we come back, and then she come upstairs. We're in my apartment, watching TV, right? And I'm trying my best to get in her. And then she just looked at me like, I don't care what you do. I don't care how hard you kiss me, grab it. It's not happening. She drew the line in the sand and was like, I'm not doing the usual. If you want me, all of me, you have to bring more to the table. You can't just, and I'm thinking do you see your legs? But she forced me to communicate. She forced me to show interest. She forced me to be fully involved with her, irregardless of where we met at. Because the usual was you meet on Black Planet, you hook up and you handle your handle and you move on to the next one. Whether that was her MO, whether that was my MO, she, not me, drew the line in the sand. I was still with the shits. She wasn't. I was trying to, but she wasn't. So she drew the line in the sand. So, and I was broken because I wasn't trying to see past her legs. I wasn't trying to see past her ass. I wasn't trying to see past her beautiful smile. I wasn't trying to see past none of that. I was trying to see myself in between her legs. I was trying to see myself inside her mouth. Read into that as you will. It doesn't make a difference. But because I was operating out of brokenness, one-dimensional, one thinking, one-track mind. So Leslie Jones, I don't know how my co-host feels about you. I applaud you for calling a spade, hon.
Well, there you have it. That's it. That's all. Because, I mean, again, we can go round and round about it. You feel your way. I feel mine. I stand on my standpoint. You stand on yours. This is your girls, the Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. This is where we package it with a bow, and he gives you the Daily Love Jones.
Leslie Jones gave y'all too much credit because she gave y'all that. She had the courage to speak out about like, nah, y'all, they're broken. And as a black woman speaking about a black man, I don't understand how we gonna like, nah, because you move within us. You know the culture. And so the way you see it going down, right? You have the authority to speak on it. And let me not get offended and, be defensive and trying to point out your shortcomings. Let me though turn that reflective mirror towards myself and be like, okay, what is wrong with me? What is making her see me in this light? And how can I fix it? And so as we're, the third month into 2021, anybody that's listening to this podcast, like, and y'all single and you're dating and you're going through all the bullshit, right? Like, man, get back to the basics. And that's only if you want something with substance. And I think what happens nowadays, people are so doggone consumed with checking off boxes, they overlooking all the red flags that's waving in the motherfucking wind. You overlooking like, somebody's X amount of age. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't deal with, but if your standard is they should be here, then that's your standard. You should not lower your standard because your bed is cold. That don't make sense. And then turn around and complain about the situation. No, you lowered your standard because your bed is cold. You lowered your standard because at this age, you should have this, and this, and this. But if your standard is your standard, then you should lower for no reason. No matter how cold your bed get, no matter what your auntie say about your dating life, none of that shit there should matter. Don't do that, then turn around and complain about you getting what you asked for. You already know the dating pool is fucked up. You can't lower your standards in what are you like? Come on, really? And then you're going to complain like men fucked up. You're right. Because you keep fishing in a fucked up pool of men, they going to be fucked up. Ladies, it's real simple. Hold your standards. I don't care how cold the bed is. Hold your standards. I don't care how horny you get. Hold your standards. I don't care what your family has to say about you. Hold your standards. By you holding your standards, you're going to force men to comply and elevate their game. As long as you geek for likes, as long as you geek for shares, as long as you geek because your fucking video went viral, like you're going to keep a dick pic in your life. Hold your standards.
It's your girls, that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. This is the Love Is Podcast. We thank you guys for tuning in every Wednesday, whether it is here, Simplecast, YouTube, Google, wherever you listen. You guys are the dopest listeners alive. We couldn't do this without you. We thank you so much because you're taking our voices places our feet have yet to travel. Shout out to India again and all the countries that, rock with us heavy, but they are definitely, on the leadership board behind the United States. So shout out to them. DK, tell your people bye.
Hold your standards. Hold them.
This episode of the Love Is Podcast has ended, but please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.